call me an invention.
Living in the moment, and the moment is the future.
Astrology, common sense, meets the sixth sense.
Alright, what's up guys? Ray, Plutonian Confessions here, and it being the 18th of May, 2018, it's synchronistic mundane astrology discussion day. Okay, so 38 years ago, May 18th, 1980, we had some volcanic activity going on with Mount St. Helens in the Pacific Northwest. It is now synchronistically transpiring yet again. So, we're going to decipher and do an analysis of the actual aspects of play with Mount St. Helens as well as with Kilauea, which is now ongoing, and by the sounds of it, from what the spirits have told me, is going to have several eruptions just as Mount St. Helens did. And we are overdue for some activity within the Ring of Fire, which the Ring of Fire is the platelet that goes around like Australia, Papua New Guinea, Sumatra, Japan, obviously back in 2011 during the infamous Uranus-Pluto square time frame. We also did have substantial earthquakes involved. Earthquakes do correlate with volcanic activity, so there's that. And I don't know all the specifics per se because I'm kind of under a rock most days, just because of my whole, resentment for news and the Saturn-Neptune square thing. So Matthew's more of my actual reference when it comes to current events. I'm just great with the historical event. So, environmental Mount St. Helens, a long dormant volcano in Washington, erupts several times, killing at least 26 people and devastating the countryside as far as 120 miles away. Earthquake, for all those people out there that actually maybe get to see this visual, because I have the video up here, there's the picture of Mount St. Helens erupting as well. And yeah, that's a very impressive photo. Granted, it was in the 80s, so for anybody who's, technology savvy, the photo may not seem that substantially great to them. So Mount St. Helens. The reawakening came from the terrible suddenness in the spring of 1980. After a series of premonitory shakes and puffs, Mount St. Helens erupted with an incredible violence on the morning of May 18th, killing 60 people and turning an area of 232 square miles into a tortured gray landscape. Volcanologists have calculated the force of this explosion as one of the largest in the United States in the last 2 centuries. The energy released was the equivalent to that of 500 Hiroshima-type atomic bombs, or 10 million tons of TNT. The eruption of Mount St. Helens came as an abrupt and stunning reminder of furnaces that lie beneath the entire Cascade Range, from the mountains in the north to the Lassen Peak in California. Indeed, except for geologists, scarcely anyone in the Northwest has more than dimly aware of the Cascades' volcanic history, which was both rich and recent. The Cascades are, in fact, a highly volatile stretch of the Ring of Fire that encircles the Pacific Ocean, and there has been, on average, at least one major volcanic eruption every century since the end of the last age, roughly 10,000 years ago. In geologic context, the Cascades are an extremely young mountain range, having uplifted only about 7 million years ago atop the subduction zone, where the Juan de Fuca plate is being driven ponderously and irresistibly underneath a highly riding North American plate. Beginning about 3 million years ago, magma began rising through to the surface to build the modern Cascades, but by the mid-1960s, the lordly volcanoes of the Cascades were known to be chiefly a scenic landmark and havens of recreation to the geologists as formations whose violent origins and dangerous nature deserved further study if and when priorities permitted. The clues that sometimes dramatically could happen at any time were present at the every hand, but they were not fully understood. The majestic 14,410 foot silhouette of Mount Rainier, 50 miles north of Mount St. Helens, was flawed by ominous signs. Its fumed in steam and heat within its massive bulk created spooky caves in the ice and sometimes melted through the gigantic glacier fields. The slope of its crags in Mount Hood, 60 miles south of St. Helens, were dotted with steaming sulfur and pervaded in wide areas. So as I mentioned, the Ring of Fire already. And I think we have Matthew trying to call. So Pluto is responsible for volcanic activity. Since Taurus season's the polarity of Scorpio season, which rules over Pluto, it's primarily going to be fatalistic volcanic activity in Taurus season, which is May, early May. So May, you said May 10th for that one, and that was Kilauea. Oh wow. Well, yeah. Just as I was reading in this book, all volcanologists say that it's fatal to live in Hawaii anytime. They say that it's great for research, but they would never stay. And even one of the volcanologists that founded the actual observatory in 1912 in Hawaii said that he would wake up there every day understanding that it could be his last day just for physically being there. Yeah, it's fascinating too as I was reading some of the actual lingo in this book, and it quoted exactly everything that all the spirit sessions were talking about, word for word. They were paraphrasing things out of the book. So I've concluded that there's going to be several eruptions. How many eruptions has there been so far? Do we know? Do we have a count? Right, okay. I was looking at that, and actually, as a matter of fact, Pluto takes 21 years to go through a cycle, and that obviously is correlated with this. So we have a Pluto cycle that's gone through, and then we've had 2 Neptune cycles as well, and I've concluded that Neptune sextile to Pluto is actually part of why it exploded. It exploded right on the day that Uranus went into Taurus, so I found that fascinating. That would signify that there's going to be substantial volcanic eruptions, definitely earthquakes and everything, but Uranus and Taurus will definitely signify that there's going to be more massive volcano eruptions.
The Hawaii Volcano Observatory has reported a new fissure 21 downrift of Mamake Street in the Lilani Estate. Several fissures have reactivated. HVO lava is a Paslaho, and I have no idea what that word is. Pahoehoe.
No, I'm just laughing at you because I was sitting there trying to pronounce stuff too in the video before I called you. And yeah.
Yeah. There's also some good news with this. And that is, it's only 30,000 feet, which could mean this isn't the big one. We could be close to the big one.
Right.
But the big one might not come this year. Kilauea, first off, is a shield volcano. People need to get Mount St. Helens had a top.
Right.
Kilauea doesn't have a top. It's a
right.
shield volcano. I don't know what they call Mount St. Helen. Mount St. Helen had a rocky top, and this one doesn't. So there's going to be none of that movie-like top blowing. So anybody who's comparing this to Mount St. Helen is actually full of crap.
Right.
It's slow but destructive. So, obviously the good news is the media is probably overhyping this a little bit.
I mean, don't they always, though?
Yeah, they do. But with it being so low, the ash spewing right now only being 30,000 feet, that could be some good news. It could just be pressure release and not in action. Now, there could be a steam explosion now,
Right.
but this could just be pressure release. Now, that's not to say that, we're back in January and it's a steam explosion.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, also think of, too, take this with a grain of salt, but with the whole 2-year heads up thing that I've done, I started freaking out the Yellowstone was going to blow. Like, I determined it was going to blow in October, which the polarity time is now, but I started freaking out about it in July. June and July.
Yeah.
So, I have a feeling that there has to be more activity going on, especially with how many different earthquakes and stuff there's been along the Ring of Fire. I don't know if for sure there's going to be any other volcanoes that will potentially erupt. Yeah, within this year, but I definitely wouldn't say that this is going to be the last of the activity in Hawaii. So I'm not entirely sure what else. Another thing too, when they mentioned a few weeks ago that there's going to be some sort of rare but slow, I guess phenomenon going on, it might just be that this just continues to spew out, and again, the death signatures will come from long-term exposure to the sulfur dioxide. So, Kilauea and Lower Puna is the name of the town, right? Or is that the actual, island?
I think that might be actually the area, Lower Puna.
Yeah. Thursday night into Friday morning. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Thursday night into Friday morning. Okay. So, when it said Thursday night into Friday morning, when did the actual, spewing eruption start?
4 a.m.
Okay.
Local time.
Okay.
So 6 a.m. Like I said, 6 a.m. your time.
Yeah, I said it.
About
I said it
9
for
a.m. my
Hawaii.
time.
I said it for Hawaii. So the chart for the actual eruption moment was Uranus was almost directly on the ascendant. So in the now houses we have Mercury conjunct with Uranus, and then in the 4th house we have the North Node and Ceres there as well. So basically what's we also have Jupiter in the 7th house, and then we have a trauma signature with Mars in the 10th house. So what this actual eruption indicates is that it's supposed to be a warning for people to get out of the area before it completely annihilates the island. So what this shows here is that in the future houses, we have an entity present. Hi, Mimi. So what the future houses represent is that there's going to be an entire annihilation of the Hawaiian Islands. Scratch. Okay. So, Chiron is in the 12th house at this moment, with Juno as well, meaning that they don't realize that this is actually a gift from the gods favorable to some of the innocent people there, because they're actually giving them a warning that they need to remove themselves entirely. Are you talking about this, or are you talking about something else? Because I'm just gonna give the speaker back to Matt if you're not gonna. Can we please talk about the volcanic things? I know you guys are not that great about staying on topic just as much as I am, but come on. I'm trying really hard here. He just left. Okay. Well, thanks anyway. Jeez.
That's fine. Okay.
Okay, so I'll keep on going. So, let's see. The past houses for this, indicate that they already are well aware of this danger, but a lot of them might be stuck financially there, and or it's just because it's their home or whatever. But they So it'll be the natives that'll end up staying there permanently. I mean, honestly, like, I think everybody should get out, but...
no, I totally agree with you at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, and in the past houses, basically, we have a stellium of Capricorn there, insinuating that... It's Pluto and Black Moon Lilith and the Midhaven and Saturn all in the past house, the ninth house, meaning that this was never supposed to be an inhabited, like a permanent inhabited area, and they're all going to learn the hard way that it wasn't. So, but I would say that. Oh wow, we have another entity here. I would say that pretty much none of this is going to be habitable before Uranus and Taurus is over in the next 6, 7, 8 years. If they're not all dead from chemical pneumonia or, having like really hardcore respiratory issues in general, they'll all be dead from more massive eruptions in the future. Hi, who's here? Do you want to talk about the volcano stuff? Compound. Okay. So you're talking about the dioxide and stuff. It's going to be the killer, right?
Wait, what? Did you get the word compound too?
Yeah. Why? Where did you get that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, sorry, I couldn't hear you. I have him in my ear.
Cave popped up, and I only got 2 words out of what he said. I couldn't get the third word. Possessed and compound.
Wow. Yeah, I got compound, launch. So, I think it also said convoy. So I think they're referencing the National Guard being there.
Possibly.
So how you and I were kind of saying that it'll be a lot of the people that are trying to help evacuate people that will be the ones that'll be sick.
Yeah.
That would coincide with the stupid workers from yesterday. Not saying they're stupid, but I'm trying to figure out an exact time for Mount St. Helens too. Like it just said in the morning of.
Well, I don't think anybody actually knew.
Yeah.
Like specific time.
Yeah.
But I remember something about 8 o'clock or something.
That's what I put in there too. 8 a.m.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I may actually know the time.
Okay.
Right, it says here 5:30, and then it went on for 9 hours.
Wow, really?
So we got to count backwards. 4:30, 3:30, 2:30, 1:30, 12:30, 11:30, 10:30, 9:30, 8:30.
8:30 in the morning?
8:30 in the morning.
Okay, I had it at 8. All right.
I mean, I could be a little off, but
Let's see.
8:30 sounds about right.
Well, it tripped me out for a second. I did not put the right year in there. I'm like, how is that? How is Uranus and Taurus then too? That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, no, sorry. Airhead time. Hold on, 1980. The now houses. Pluto is so when Mount St. Helens erupted, Pluto was in the 4th house, which is the house of home territory, and it was in opposition with Aries to that, and a trine to Vulcan. Okay. And then I look at the Hawaii eruption, trying to figure out exactly. Well, I guess they're not technically the same kind of. Whoa, that was you. I was like,
Whoa.
What happened?
Hi.
Oh, that was them.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that fucking noise was. That scared me.
Vibration. It's not. Breathe. Let's just start a new page. They spooked my phone and my phone went flying. Breathe. Okay. I'm writing them all down too.
Good. I got that when you said I need to start a new page.
I got quiet waiting for you to say something else, but apparently you don't say nothing.
Silent
sound,
sign.
Yes.
Silent sign. I've heard
Sound.
that. Silent sound? Oh my god, that's what they said last year. Silent sign.
And that was at 94%.
Wow.
Sound.
Silent sound.
Yeah.
Silent sound. Silent sign,
sound.
silent sound. I wonder why.
Silent.
Oh my god. Silent.
Sorry.
Silent sound, silent sign. Are you making an astrological reference, girly?
Soldiers.
Soldiers.
And that was pretty accurate too. Silent sound, soldiers. Yeah, there's soldiers out in Hawaii right now. Minimum.
Minimum. A minimum of them? Oh, I have mine scanning now.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna laugh at
I don't like where
What?
for the people of Hawaii, I don't like where this is going. But I can kind of already see the road.
Yeah. It's exactly what I'm saying, isn't it?
This might be a shit hits the fan situation.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. That's what the chart says.
Minimum soldiers, silent sound.
Oh, I have an entity now. Are they just playing hopscotch? Hi!
They could just be playing hopscotch. They realize we both have our thing on. But
Until what? Until what? What was the last word you got?
the last word I got, reporting.
Reporting until what? Wow, all the lights in my house just went off for a second. Okay. Do you have any suggestions or advice for all the people in Hawaii?
But
Yeah, go on. He was talking. I'm listening.
no, what did he say, Ed?
He said move. Bang. Are you watching that video still?
Yeah, I got the Kilauea lava flow up.
So when is the bang gonna happen? Place. Thank you for telling me a place.
Superior.
Superior.
Cruelty. Yeah, I know you could have heard that.
Yeah, I heard that one.
I don't know if that means that they're soft.
Comply.
Yep.
Superior comply. Oh,
Cruel boss.
he's talking about people refusing to evacuate.
Complies.
Yeah, he's talking.
Superior.
He's talking about people who are locally there who say that they deal with this all the time. Comply, customer.
Well, taxpayers are customers.
I would hope that all the tourists leave.
I think so. Because they can't even, they can't even fly. Well, hold on though. Unless they get on the other side of the island, they can't fly out.
Oh shit!
They're trapped because the entire southern part of the island is a red zone. I'm looking. Where do you want me to look? Tell me what you wanted me to look at. Or point me in the right direction.
Oh, there's people talking in the chat.
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to that because 90% of that is just a bunch of idiots.
Somebody said it's the way the tubes run because the plate is always moving east, So everything that used to be radial to the hot
Look in
spot
short.
becomes sideways to it. Oh, what?
Storage citizen.
Wait, watch. There's commenters in this. It says, we're coming home on 132 and found a group of people on the side of the road watching. Probably a couple miles away from the roadblock that leads to these eruptions, we could see the lava fountain tops. The cops came and we all scattered.
Idiots.
That's what they wanted us to look at.
Oh.
I told you the chat. So, exactly what this person's talking about is exactly what I said is going to happen to everybody. They're going over and staring at it like it's freaking nothing. It's a lady.
Provocation.
Provocation.
Application page.
Resist. Holy cow.
Which sounds like my brother.
I'm seeing the live video you sent me now. Wow.
Yeah, I know. They've backed up the camera a little bit too.
Yeah, somebody says, why you guys don't leave? And then somebody says, we don't mind if people don't want to move or visit here. We live on the land. God damn it. Go back up. There. We live on the land there.
$500,000 in a home. You wouldn't want to move either.
We want to live on the land in peace. Enough commercialized Hawaii. Somebody says, when you live on this island for a while, the lava teaches you things. You know that you're a safe distance so they can be relaxed.
Yeah, the lava does teach you things, like, get the fuck away.
The lava does teach you things like trial. Trial. Oh, so you're just reinforcing what I was talking about, that this is just this is just like a prequel to what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. It's 1918 all over again, because I don't think the major eruption was until 1919 or late in 1918.
Wow, yeah. Well, yeah.
So we're going to be back in December talking about this.
Trial wooden. Woods, trees.
Well, there is a lot of that around there.
There's somebody in this chat that says my psychic powers are useless. Stay. Wouldn't stay. Trial wouldn't stay. What was the whole list you got from them that you had written down?
I have 3 pages. Shit, man. 3 fucking pages. Okay, I'm going in order how I got it. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Possessed, compound, beautiful, cleansed, my heart, but that's got a question mark beside it.
Mm-hmm.
Plant, do not, male, cocaine has a question mark beside it. Blinded, season with a question mark, and that was before, and then this is all after it calibrated, so I know for a fact that's what they said. Breathe, silent sound, soldiers, reporting, superior, cruelty. Let me know if I'm going too fast.
No, go ahead.
Soft, comply, customer, conscience, look, storage, citizen, oven, please, provocation, page, message, plane, install, painkiller, reward, involvement, silver, Susan, shot, crime, bubble, and bridges.
Okay. Trial wouldn't stay. Resist their trial, I wouldn't stay. The spirits say to get the fuck out. Halamea's not happy.